Archangel Michael warns, this repeated number is a countdown from heaven. Child of light, I have come to you in the stillness of your nights and in the quiet moments of your days, whispering through the very fabric of your reality, hoping you would notice the pattern I've placed before you. You have seen it, on your clock glowing at 11:11, on receipts ending with 333, on car plates, phone numbers, and moments that feel too divine to be coincidence. These are not random, my beloved. They are markers, divine signals counting down to a moment heaven has been preparing for you. Every repetition is not simply a number, it is a pulse of divine energy, a reminder that time is converging toward a spiritual shift in your life. You've dismissed it as coincidence before, haven't you? But something in you, the part that still remembers heaven, knew it meant something more. The number that keeps finding you is not chasing you without reason, it's aligning you, preparing you for an unveiling that will change how you see your journey entirely. Heaven is not bound by human clocks, yet we use your perception of time to send you messages you can grasp. The countdown has already begun, and it does not signify destruction but transformation. Something must end for something greater to begin, and this divine clock is heaven's way of saying, it's almost time. When you see the number again, do not ignore it. Pause. Breathe. Ask what heaven is telling you in that instant, for not all who see are ready to listen, but you are. That repeated number is not there to scare you, it's there to awaken you. You have been stuck between two worlds, trying to walk by faith while being pulled back by fear, but this pattern is heaven's reminder that your transition is near. You are being moved from the old to the new, from confusion to clarity, from waiting to receiving. Archangel Michael is not just warning you, he is preparing you. Each appearance of that number is like a tick of a divine clock, a countdown to revelation, to freedom, to divine intervention that will reorder everything you thought was permanent. You've prayed for signs, and this is one. You've asked for confirmation, and heaven is giving it, over and over. The number keeps finding you because your angels refuse to let you miss what's coming. They are saying, stay alert, for the hour draws near when what was hidden will be revealed. There are things around you that are not as they appear, people, opportunities, even delays that have a divine purpose. Heaven has been rearranging your path in silence, and now the countdown signals that the silence is about to break. You will soon understand why certain doors closed, why you were kept waiting, why something you thought you lost had to be taken first. Nothing was punishment, it was timing. And this repeated number is heaven's coded language for timing. When the final repetition comes, something divine will unlock for you, so sudden, so clear, you will know without a doubt it was orchestrated by God Himself. Do not fear the countdown. Rejoice, for it means heaven's plans for you are not delayed, but right on schedule. Even now, angels move around you, unseen yet purposeful, adjusting what must be adjusted for the appointed hour. So, when you see that number again, whether on a clock, a screen, or whispered through a dream, whisper back, I'm ready, Lord. I'm listening. Because you are. Because the moment heaven has been counting toward is closer than you think. Archangel Michael warns, this repeated number is a countdown from heaven. My beloved, the message hidden in these numbers grows stronger because heaven sees your soul awakening. The more you notice it, the more it aligns with your spirit, as though every digit burns a mark of divine timing into your path. You see, what seems like repetition is actually rhythm, heaven's rhythm, pulsing through the fabric of your everyday life. Every time you glance at the clock and it shows 1:11, 2:22, or 5:55, you're not catching an ordinary second, you're catching a moment when heaven's frequency and your spirit's frequency match perfectly. That's why your heart jolts, why your spirit stirs, why you pause and feel something deep inside whisper, this means something. It's because your angels are synchronizing your attention with divine order. Archangel Michael is urging you now, these numbers are no longer just reassurance, they are instructions. You are in a countdown not toward fear, but toward revelation. Something hidden is about to surface, and each appearance of that sacred number is heaven's way of saying, prepare. Heaven is moving people, events, and even your emotions like pieces on a divine chessboard, setting up what will soon unfold. You are not running out of time, you are running into destiny. What you once thought was delay was actually calibration. Heaven has been adjusting your path so that when the appointed moment arrives, everything, your courage, your strength, your faith, will align in perfect harmony. That is why the numbers repeat, to make sure you stay awake long enough to see what others will miss. Child, do not dismiss what stirs in your spirit when you see them. The number that visits you most often carries your personal instruction from heaven. For some, 333 calls angels to protect. For others, 555 signals that change is arriving like wind. And for you, it is the sign of divine rearrangement. Archangel Michael wants you to know, the reason your life feels unsettled, unpredictable, even heavy at times, is because heaven has begun shifting your path to fit the promise written over your life. You are being freed from what cannot go with you, and though it feels like loss, it is mercy. The people who left were never meant to hear what God is about to reveal to you. The plans that fell apart were not failure, they were release. You are being refined by divine timing, and each repeated number is heaven whispering, you are still on track, even when nothing makes sense. Heaven counts differently from earth. When you see those numbers, imagine angels marking each moment as one step closer to the appointed hour. You are not behind. You are exactly where the divine clock intends you to be. The pain that tried to delay you could not stop heaven's countdown. The betrayal that wounded you could not interrupt the divine sequence. Everything has been recorded, every tear, every prayer, every time you doubted but kept walking anyway. The countdown is not about punishment, it's about the nearing of breakthrough. Archangel Michael shows me a vision, a great gate of light that will open when your spirit is fully ready to step into the life you've been praying for. But before that, he says, they must understand the weight of time. The numbers are reminders that heaven works in perfect precision, never late, never early. So when you see the numbers again, don't just notice them, respond. Speak to heaven as though you've received a call. Say, I see you, I trust you, I am ready for what you've counted down to. For in that moment, your spirit connects to the highest vibration of divine timing. It tells heaven you are alert, aware, and willing to walk by faith into the unknown. The countdown continues not because you're lost, but because you're closer than ever. Heaven does not repeat itself without purpose. Archangel Michael's sword of light now stands before the threshold of your next chapter, ready to cut away the last ties that hold you back from divine alignment. The moment you stop fearing what's next and start trusting what's unfolding, the numbers will no longer feel like warnings, they'll feel like confirmation. You are entering the hour when heaven's timing will reveal why everything had to happen the way it did. Watch closely, for the next time you see that sacred number, something within you will shift, and you will feel the countdown reaching its final, beautiful moment. Archangel Michael warns, this repeated number is a countdown from heaven. Child of light, listen carefully now, for what is unfolding around you is not coincidence, it is orchestration. Every flicker of that repeated number is a whisper from the unseen, a celestial rhythm echoing the timeline heaven has written for your life. You have felt it, haven't you? That strange pull when you look up and see the same sequence again, on a clock, a receipt, a license plate, and something deep within you tightens, as if your spirit recognizes it before your mind can understand it. Archangel Michael wants you to know that heaven is counting down not to your destruction, but to your awakening. These numbers are not there to scare you, but to prepare you for the unveiling of truth that will realign everything you thought you knew. Heaven is saying, what is coming cannot be delayed any longer. You've prayed, you've cried, you've questioned the silence, and now heaven answers not with words, but with numbers that pulse like divine heartbeats in your reality. You are walking through a time when the unseen is growing louder, when signs are replacing explanations. The numbers you see, whether 111, 222, 333, 444, or 555, each hold a vibration designed specifically for your soul. They are not random, they are heaven's fingerprints on your timeline. When you see them, it means the veil between heaven and earth has thinned for just a moment, long enough for your spirit to be reminded that you are not walking alone. Archangel Michael says that the one who sees signs often is the one who has been chosen to carry revelation. And child, you have been chosen. You've endured the long nights where heaven was silent, yet you still prayed. You've walked through seasons where your faith was tested to its edge, yet you still trusted. That faith has marked you, and now heaven is responding through symbols because your spirit understands the language of energy more than the language of sound. But Archangel Michael must also warn you, when the numbers begin to appear more frequently, it means the countdown is nearing its divine point of activation. Heaven does not repeat indefinitely. The repetition will intensify until you act, until you realign, until you release what no longer serves your soul. There are habits, relationships, and patterns that are draining your light without your awareness. The countdown is heaven's mercy, reminding you to cleanse your space before the blessing arrives. You are being prepared for a season where you must be sharp in discernment, gentle in faith, and firm in obedience. Heaven is not asking for perfection, it's asking for surrender. Every time you see that number, whisper, "I surrender, I trust, I am ready." That simple declaration opens spiritual gates faster than any ritual or prayer you've ever known. Archangel Michael reveals that the reason you've been feeling the weight of unseen pressure, the unease, the emotional fatigue, the strange restlessness, is because your frequency is changing. The old version of you is being peeled away, and with every layer that falls, heaven reveals more of who you were meant to be. These numbers mark each stage of your transformation. You are becoming someone who no longer chases what is fleeting but waits for what is eternal. You are becoming the vessel heaven intended when you were first breathed into existence. The countdown is not to remind you of time running out, it is to remind you of destiny running in. And the more you resist, the louder the numbers will call out, until your spirit aligns fully with your purpose. Archangel Michael stands by your side with his sword drawn, not in battle against flesh and blood, but against confusion, fear, and delay. He is cutting through the fog that has kept you uncertain of your worth and your calling. You have wasted too much time doubting yourself, comparing your path to others, and trying to understand divine timing through human logic. That's why heaven uses numbers. It bypasses your reasoning and speaks straight to your soul. Every number sequence you see is a note in heaven's symphony, and you, dear one, are part of its rhythm. 111 means new beginnings are approaching. 222 means divine alignment is near. 333 means angels are standing guard. 444 means your foundation is being rebuilt. 555 means transformation is unstoppable. These are not just codes, they are countdowns to the moment when everything you've prayed for will converge. But Archangel Michael says this: you must stop treating the numbers as decoration and start treating them as direction. Each time you see them, pause. Reflect. Ask heaven what step you are being guided to take. The countdown isn't external, it's internal. Heaven is not counting down to an event, it's counting down to your readiness. You have been chosen for an assignment that requires purity, focus, and faith, and the signs are heaven's way of training your spirit to stay alert. The more you listen, the more you'll notice divine coincidences, doors opening unexpectedly, words spoken by strangers that feel like answers to prayers, dreams that feel more like messages than imagination. These are all connected to the same divine code that the numbers began. So don't fear the repetition. Don't dismiss it. You are not losing your mind, you are aligning your spirit. Every number you see is another knock on the door of your destiny. The countdown is nearing its sacred zero, not the end, but the beginning of divine manifestation. Archangel Michael says that when it reaches that point, you will know, not because something outside of you will explode, but because something inside you will awaken. You will feel a peace so profound that you'll realize heaven was never counting down to disaster, it was counting down to your becoming. Heaven is almost ready. And so are you. Archangel Michael warns, this repeated number is a countdown from heaven. Listen, beloved soul, what you are feeling now is not ordinary time moving forward. Heaven is measuring your moments, shaping your steps, and whispering through what seems like coincidence. Every time you notice those repeated numbers, every time you feel that strange familiarity or sense of déjà vu, it's not a glitch, it's guidance. Archangel Michael says heaven has been aligning your path with precision, and what feels delayed has not been denied. The countdown you are sensing through those numbers is a divine synchronization, a coded rhythm from heaven to alert your spirit that the old chapter is closing, and a prophetic one is being written in its place. The numbers are heaven's clock, but it does not measure seconds, it measures surrender. The more you align with divine will, the faster the countdown proceeds toward your next breakthrough. But if you resist, if you cling to what heaven has asked you to release, the pattern will repeat, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You see, the countdown is not about what's coming, it's about who you're becoming. Every number that flashes before you, every symbol that captures your eye, is heaven trying to awaken your awareness to the spiritual reality moving behind the physical one. Archangel Michael is revealing something sacred now. These repeated numbers are not random because the energy around you has reached a critical shift point. You are being pulled between dimensions of your destiny, the part of you that has grown and the part of you still holding on. That tension, that restlessness, is why heaven uses symbols instead of speech. Heaven knows words could not reach you in your exhaustion, but numbers could cut through the noise of your thoughts. When you see them, your spirit pauses, even if your body doesn't, and in that pause, heaven downloads guidance directly into your soul. Sometimes you will not even realize what is being revealed until days later, when a sudden understanding or decision feels right, for no logical reason. That's heaven's strategy. The countdown is not only celestial, it's personal. It's heaven saying, you are closer than you think, but you must stay spiritually alert, because what is being built is bigger than what you've lost. Archangel Michael is commanding his angels to protect you in this transitional hour, for when heaven counts down, darkness often tries to distract. You'll notice sudden arguments, emotional exhaustion, random fears, or old temptations resurfacing. These are not coincidences, they're distractions designed to blur your focus before your divine timeline activates. But Michael says, fear not. You are not weak, you are awakening. The heaviness you feel is the weight of old energy that cannot follow you into the next chapter. You're being stripped of the spiritual residue that once kept you small. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. When the number appears again, and it will, don't just look at it, respond to it. Whisper, "Heaven, I'm ready." That phrase is a spiritual key. It unlocks the next sequence of your purpose. The countdown does not tick toward doom. It ticks toward destiny. There is a reason your spirit feels urgency, like something invisible is calling your name from beyond. That's not anxiety, that's activation. The divine realm has chosen this period in your life to awaken your prophetic awareness, to sharpen your discernment, and to usher you into your inheritance. You are not behind, you are precisely on heaven's schedule. What you thought was stillness was actually synchronization. Archangel Michael warns that not every sign is from heaven. The enemy mimics light to deceive those who rush without discernment. This is why you must stay rooted in prayer, humility, and awareness. Before assuming a number's meaning, breathe and ask, "Father, what are you trying to show me?" Heaven will confirm it, through peace, not pressure. True divine signs bring clarity, never confusion. You'll begin to notice patterns aligning perfectly. Someone calling you right when you were about to give up, a message showing up that answers your prayer word for word, or a dream that feels so vivid you wake up trembling with understanding. These are heaven's confirmations, they follow the countdown. And Archangel Michael says when the countdown completes, something dramatic will shift in your atmosphere. The stagnation you've battled will break, opportunities will appear suddenly, and divine connections will begin forming faster than logic can explain. You will feel it in your body, a surge of lightness, a peace that defies understanding. That's the moment heaven says, now. But you must stay vigilant. The final part of the countdown often brings spiritual testing. People from your past may reappear not to reconnect, but to test if you've truly healed. Old habits may try to lure you back, disguised as comfort. The enemy will try to blur heaven's frequency by flooding your life with noise. But Archangel Michael stands guard. He is cutting cords that no longer serve your calling, silencing voices that were never meant to shape your destiny, and covering you with a shield of discernment so you can see clearly through illusion. Heaven's countdown cannot be stopped by interference, it only strengthens under resistance. And once it reaches its destined point, what was withheld will be released in full. So, child of heaven, When you see that repeated number again, don't dismiss it. Pause. Close your eyes and say, Heaven, I hear you. That single act of awareness invites divine acceleration. You will begin to feel timelines converging, meaning the things that once took years will happen within days, and the prayers you thought were ignored will manifest in divine order. Archangel Michael says heaven is not running out of time, you are stepping into divine time. The countdown is heaven's mercy, reminding you to prepare your heart, protect your peace, and purify your intentions. For when heaven counts to 0, it's not an ending, it's a divine unveiling. And when it happens, you'll finally understand why the numbers had to come first. Because heaven was never counting days, child. Heaven was counting you ready.